Hello everyone. This is your girl Sugary Girl Candy 2012. I just wanted to do this article because it's been all over my main front page on my main channel for like a hot minute now. I really wasn't thinking about doing one of these because the more I hear about Nintendo and their tactics and what they're doing with their console and blah blah blah, the less it interests me. Um, But I've been hearing about this whole, Nintendo not having an E3 conference, and I, I just felt I just you know it just feels it's gonna feel kind of weird not having them there because you're used to well, first it was just Sony and Nintendo before Microsoft got in the picture, but it's just gonna feel mighty funny not having Nintendo there because I don't. This is Nintendo hasn't skipped the E3 yet, so let me read this article and then I'll give you guys my thoughts and stuff on it or whatever else on what I read. Oh, and by the way, let me just mention this. I know you guys can look this information up by yourself. I know that, but a lot of people or most people or some people may want to know what my thoughts on, want to know what my thoughts are about certain things. So, I like to give it. So, let me see. Nintendo will not hold a major press conference at E3 2013. The news comes via a financial results briefing held today in which Nintendo President Iwata, I'm just going to say S. Iwata because I really don't know how to, I'm bad with names, said he would like to use this opportunity to talk about this year's E3. He said, "We decided not to host a large-scale presentation targeted at everyone in an international audience where we announce new information as we did in the past," Awada said. Instead, at the E3 show this year, we are planning to host a few smaller events that are specifically focused on our software lineup for the U.S. market. There will be one closed event for America distributors, and we will hold another closed hands-on experience event for mainly the Western gaming media. Iwata explained the decision, pointing to recent Nintendo Direct presentations as an example of the company's new approach. Hold on for a second. Excuse me. Ugh. In the past, we invited reporters, investors, and analysts, industry partners such as software publishers and distributors who attend E3 to our large-scale presentations, Wada explained. We also use them as a communication tool in which we broadcast our presentations on the internet to reach out to video game fans around the globe. I believe that many are expecting us to host a similar event this year. Yes, we really are. Because, you never have missed one, so, it's kind of odd not for them not to have one. But then again, when you really think about it, I guess there's not really many things they can talk about within a 2 hour period. But then again, maybe there is, and maybe they're just like, I don't know, maybe they just are taking a free card out, and I don't know. But, who knows? Maybe they'll, well, then again, I was going to say maybe they don't want to reveal too much, but then again, E3 is where you usually reveal a lot of shit, so it's going to be pretty odd not having them there. Well, they're going to be there, but they're just not going to be doing a big, huge conference, but instead have smaller events during that time period. So I mean, I guess I have a lot less to watch at E3 because the past E3s have been a little boring to me. So, mm, I'll probably just end up watching Sony's conference and maybe watching a little bit of Microsoft. So, Microsoft are one of the companies that hasn't, like Nintendo, hasn't exactly, caught my attention and, told me why I should be getting their console or why I should be interested or whatever. So, yeah. They say, I believe that many are expecting. Okay. On the other hand, since we set out on new endeavors such as Nintendo Direct 2 years ago, in October, we have been paying special attention to the fact that different people demand different types of information from us. Okay. For example, as video game fans are looking for information about games, it seems that they are less interested in sales figures that investors and analysts, on the other hand, attach much greater importance to and distribute. Partners are looking for information on how we are going to market our products in the immediate future, he continued. That's true. I'm not a person to really care about sales because I'm not getting paid to go all over the internet and scream this game made this amount of sales and blah blah blah. But like sales aren't important to us gamers, but they're important to the developers and all the other people, because in order to make the next iteration of whatever game they're making, they're going to need money, or to make a new genre or something like that, they're going to need the money for that. So can't make games off of free. um at previous financial briefing sessions, we announced information about our products, showed videos, and even uploaded a recording of these events onto our website. But given that we now have an established method such as Nintendo Direct, we feel that we will be able to deliver our messages more appropriately and effectively by doing so individually based on the various needs of different groups of people. I don't know what Nintendo Direct is. From what I've been reading though around, I heard it's a bad thing. At E3 this year, we are not planning to launch new hardware, and our main activity. Let me stop right there, right quick, because to me, I feel like they did kind of launch the Wii just a little too early. I think they should have just waited, like all the other big names, instead of just quickly kicking the regular Wii to the side so quickly. I think they should have waited, honestly, because I guess that's probably one of the main reasons. Also, I mean, you don't have a console to show usually. Well, then again, let me just say it like that. Say this. Um, I'm saying most times because it's not like consoles come out every year. um, they just really don't have much to show, in my opinion. Like, I haven't like every new game that I've been hearing about, that's coming out as of lately has been for the PS4 and the PS3. Even I haven't heard anything about what Microsoft are coming out with. Even coming across a website that even confirmed a few titles that were going on be on the 720, but who even knows? But all the games that Sony showed, um, has got me interested, in this really the only company that showed me why you should be interested in getting our console and not the competitors. Many people are certainly very interested in learning about the Wii U titles that are going to announce. We will use E3 as an ideal opportunity to talk in detail mainly about the Wii U titles that we are going to launch this year, and we also plan to make it possible for visitors to try the games immediately. As a brand new challenge, we are working to establish a new presentation style for E3. Shoot, if with the way they're talking and sounding right now, this sounds like they're going to be doing this every year. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing, but then again, when you think about it, I don't believe Nintendo will be that much, that big of a talk at E3 is going to be Sony and Microsoft. Yeah. Mm. So, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but you can look it up yourself. Nintendo not showing up at E3. I'm reading an article on IGN. Um, but I think it's kind of I think it's kind of well. Let me just say these are my final thoughts. It's gonna feel kind of awkward with Nintendo not actually being at E3. Excuse me, because I'm so used to having seeing their conferences there and stuff like that. Back when I was still like well, I'm just gonna say like long, like maybe 5 years ago or something like that. I would sit there and watch all of the companies like conferences and stuff, but now, I just sit and I just watch Sony's, because Sony are generally the ones showing me what, I actually want to see, because honestly, my game console is a game console. It's not anything. I don't like to use it, even though I have music and pictures and videos on it. I don't like to use it for those purposes, honestly. I don't want to turn my game console into a cable box for something I can do on my computer or laptop or whatever. Um, so, Sony over the years have shown me why I should stay with them, and it's because of the games they've shown, and you know, um, I don't know where I'm going with this. Let me just say, I don't know. It's kind of kind of a bad move that Nintendo aren't going to be there because they're going to be giving Sony and Microsoft all the spotlight, and it's going to be kind of weird seeing Microsoft over Nintendo when we know Nintendo was the powerhouse of everything, and now it just seems like they're just going downhill, and I don't know, man. It's just getting really crazy with this company. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't even know, dude. They're being less mentioned than any other company, and to me, that's a bad thing. But yeah, that's it, I guess. Like, what are your thoughts on, Nintendo not showing up at E3? Do you think it's a good thing they're not? Well, they're showing up. Let me say it like this. Sorry. What are your thoughts on Nintendo, like, being at E3, but they're not doing a big conference and they're just showing, like, small things from here and there, some for visitors, some for professionals and stuff like that? Like, what do you think of them not doing a big conference? Do you think that that's going to give, Sony and Microsoft the big, advantage, um, and have the spotlight over them? Then people are going to be paying attention to Nintendo and stuff like that. So, whatever thoughts you have, leave down below, and let's try to have a little discussion, and let's not resort to any childish insults. Because again, I mentioned this again, and I'm probably gonna keep on mentioning this, but I'm trying to have a discussion. I'm trying to avoid all the BS and you know arguments and stuff. I'm trying to keep it because I like to have discussions more than I like arguing. I don't like resorting to childish insults and calling people this and that. So yeah, um, just let me know what you guys think and leave it down below. Deuces, and I'll see you guys in the next video.